Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of In Conversation with Rudy Samuel. Today I'm here with sales executive Bonani at VW Constantia Kloof, and today we will be learning about what it takes to buy a car, repayment, balloon payments, deposits, blah, blah, blah. All that important information will be told to us by, and I need to get it right, sales executive. Not salesman, but executive from VW. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bonani. What's up, my guy?
How are you, brother?
I'm nice. Thanks for coming on my platform to enable me to educate my viewers with regards to something that everybody goes through at one point or another in their lives. Yeah. After high school, what happened and how did you find yourself working in sales, especially with cars and stuff?
Thank you. Firstly, I'd like to start off by saying thank you, Rudy, for having me. This is a great opportunity just to encourage people and teach people about this, because a lot of people don't actually know anything regarding this, and everyone wants a vehicle. I really believe everyone needs a vehicle so that they can be able to run their business, go to work, or do everything. So it's very, very essential to have a vehicle in order to be able to effectively manage your time. So my name is Bonani Nyati. I was raised and everything in Northcliffe Primary, Northcliffe High. I'm just like a Northcliffe, but I'm now here in Constantia. So my journey started selling. Actually, I went straight after high school. I went to study sport management. I've got a diploma in sport management. That's why I refer to my sales as sales is my sport, because I couldn't find a well-paying job in the sport industry. However, I opted to make sales my sport. So while I was looking for a job in the sport industry, I then decided I came across an opportunity to be a real estate agent. But in terms of real estate, it's 100% commission. You have to sell a house to get paid. So that didn't go so well. But then it taught me a core foundation of sales, and also I tried network marketing, like your Amway, your Herbalife. So those things, they give you a solid foundation. So then after I used my sport management then to go into, I was working at a gym selling gym memberships. I was working at a gym firstly as a wellness consultant, so I'll train, and I saw the salespeople there, and I saw the way they operated. So for me it was I was like, I can do this because we're earning the same salary, but then they get commission on top. Okay,
and you gotta eat, you gotta do everything you can to eat.
And so I got married at 22, and I already had a child at that time. So I needed to make decisions that were obviously gonna be work for me and my family, so that I can be able to survive. Because I was gonna definitely one thing look after my children and my wife.
For real, man.
So the lady that I signed up, they moved me to sales at the gym. The lady that I signed up, I told her, you know what, if you sign up at this gym, I was at Go Health at the time, I will train you for a month. I didn't know where she worked or anything. She's like, serious, you're a salesperson, you're going to train me? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sell, because I wanted that sale so bad. Yeah. So I trained her. Then when I was training her, she's like, thank you so much for living up to your promise. I would like to hire you to come work at Nissan. As a salesperson, because I really believe you're a great salesperson and plus you're a man of your word. Then I was like, wow. I immediately said, okay, bye, cheers. When I got to Nissan, I didn't know anything. I was just...
Now this is about cars now. You come from the gym industry now, cars and kilometers and this mileage as well. So yeah, how was that change?
So it was a very, very big jump, because it was now more people-based. When you're selling gym memberships, it's like, here's the gym, you're going to be gymming here. You're not really taking a lot of a person's salary. We're talking about something from a quarter to half a person's salary now. You're not taking 200 rand a month. You're taking 5 to, let's say, 10,000.
Yeah, bro, yeah. That's so deep. Oh, jeez. And then what happened at Nissan? How did that go for you?
So everything went well at Nissan. I went through the Nissan Academy. They trained me very well. Then the thing is I'm more of I don't want to bring race into it, but I really felt like VW had more
Let's be honest. Say what you want to say, bro. Say what you want to say.
I really believe like my brothers and sisters, like our black brothers, really resonate with the VW
Now
brand.
so, thank you.
With the VW brand more, and also like in the area that we are in, like I mean, VW. So then I kept on. I came to this place. They rejected me 4 times before I started working here.
So persistence.
Yeah.
Does that come from a sporting background? Because we did athletics together, and the school we went to was serious about athletics, and they would push us to the limit. So do you think those certain values and cores that we learned at school, did you take that into real life now? Because getting rejected 4 times, not everybody comes back from even getting rejected the first time. So where did those core values get installed in you for you to persevere, to come back 4 times or to come back the 5th time to get a job here?
So school did play a huge part in my journey, like my drive to always be a winner. I always want to be number 1 because I believe that I am a champion. Like I tell myself every day I'm a champion. But the most ultimate the reason why I don't give up is because of the word of God. In all honesty, like it says, keep knocking on the door till it is open, and I will keep knocking. If I really, really strongly believe in something, I will keep knocking. No matter what, I will not give up. I will not give up. I am going to. That's why, till now, I don't give up on any targets or any clients or anything. I will always make sure that I get the job done.
I love that. So then, you came back for the 5th time, and how did things change for you here at VW Constantia?
So when I started here, I was very, very naughty. Like very, very naughty in saying that is, I took it for granted. So I just did like what I had to do, like the bare minimum. Then because it was, I had the sales thing in me. So for me, it was, I didn't have to do like more go the extra mile. Yeah, I didn't have to, because all I just had to do is do what I was taught from the academy. Then I just do it. So I always looked for like the easy way out. Then everything changed when I started selling, when COVID hit, in all honesty.
Yo, that was a tough time, man.
I literally studied my craft. I stopped. I put everything of taking this for granted. I put everything behind me of taking shortcuts. I was like, you know what, Bonani? Study this craft, study this work, know everything about the industry. So when you can be able to give the best service to your client. A lot of salespeople out there don't know anything. They can know a little bit there and there about the car, but how to client management, relationship,
customer service.
Yes, customer service. Like there's so much, and also self-development, growing yourself from within, knowing that you are fully equipped to take on the day, take on all the no's you're gonna come across, so you can be persistent. I had to work on myself and transform myself so that when I came out of COVID, I made sure that I am.
You're selling cars, and every day I'm seeing on his WhatsApp status, he's just releasing one car after the other. So now, what would you say are the core fundamentals of a correct, proper salesperson? Because I've tried sales, hey man, that stuff is hard, bro. I can talk to people easily. I mean, I do this, I MC, but to convince someone to take out half or more of their salary on a car, how, bro? How do you get to that point for them to sign on the dotted line and then they leave this place with the car?
First of all, it starts with trust. For me, when a person walks through those, I tell a person, hey guys, my name is Bonani. Welcome to my home. How may I serve you? I'm letting you know that I want to serve you. I want to make sure that I'm going to be working for you. I'm not working for VW. I'm not working for anyone else. I'm working for the client. I'm here to be at your service. So once I know that I'm at someone's service, you can't be at someone's service and you're not listening to them. I have to listen to you and listen to, okay, why are you here? You're not obviously here to buy a car, but for me to know what car you're going to buy or how to do the whole sales process, I need to know exactly what you want. So I have to listen to the client. Then after that, with my obviously knowledge of the vehicles, I know that, okay, if you're a family, you're looking for this type of vehicle, you're looking at paying this amount, then I can be able to then structure what a deal and structure what I can do and present a car and present a deal to a client, and therefore I can be able to deliver a client. But I have to know that, have a relationship with the client.
Would you ever leave VW, or do you want to remain at VW?
I wouldn't leave because this place is sentimental to me. Because the day that I got this position,
as sales executive,
is the day my second daughter was born. Like literally, I was called for the interview. My wife was on the hospital bed. I was like, baby, I'm coming now. I have a quick interview. And then I quickly came here, went upstairs, they interviewed me. Then I told them, guys, you have to interview me quickly. My wife can give birth any time from now. then I quickly rushed back to the hospital. Then my daughter was born and everything. And stuff. I actually completely forgot. I was so excited about my daughter that I went for an interview. Then they called me like, hey, you got the job. Then I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
What a day.
So yeah, that was just amazing. What is my question? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You want to stay here? Yeah.
So I'm not going to move anytime soon. I am, unless I'm like to go into like a higher position, maybe like to a management position, which I am not entirely in a rush for. I'm very, very.
You're good where you are for now.
I'm good where I am because I feel as if there's still so much I haven't uncovered. I want to be writing 25 to 30 cars a month. Then I want to see what will happen. Yeah.
I see. So now, obviously, we said we're going to teach or educate some of my viewers and anyone who's watching about buying a car. So I got these questions from my followers on Instagram, and I just picked a few that I think would be good enough. So, or not good enough, but like, educative. Is that a word? Educative. So this is from Kese. She says, a deposit versus balloon payment. What are the pros and cons? What are the pros and cons for a deposit, a pros and cons for balloon payment, and what is the difference between a deposit and a balloon payment?
Okay, I'll start off by saying everything is determined by your budget and what you want to pay. So when it comes to a deposit, for every, let's call it 50,000, you're looking at 1,000 installments. So if a car is 200,000, you're looking at 4,000 a month. If a car is 500,000, you're looking at 10,000 in a month. That's a deposit. So now you can even say, okay, if a car is 500,000, if you want to pay, let's say, if you want to put on a deposit and pay, let's say, 8,000 in a month, you have to pay 100,000. I don't know if you.
No, if they understand, they will rewind and they will listen again.
So it's all about the budget. And if let's say you don't have a deposit, I'm gonna go to the pros and cons now. I just want to understand the concepts of how residual works.
Yes, that too as well. Residual payments.
Residual work is like, let's say a car is 500,000, and there's a 10% residual. 500,000, a 10% residual. That's 50,000. So that 50,000. So basically, the installment will be calculated as if the finance was on the vehicle was 450,000. Okay. So residual assists you to decrease your installment, but that 50,000, you must remember, it still has to be paid.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you can't. People don't understand residual because they say no, it's people you're gonna be paying at the end. But no, it's literally for us to see what we can do with your budget. Because when you come here, you must have a budget of, I want to spend 4,000 rand a month on a vehicle. Okay, let's say a Polo Vivo, is 250,000. Let's calculate. 250,000, that's 50. That means you must actually effectively pay 5,000 rand a month. But let's say 5,000, you still want the Polo Vivo. 5,000 is a bit much. Okay, let's take that, let's make your installment 4,000, but that amount will be a residual. So at that point in time in your life, you you don't have that extra 5,000. So take out your car with that 4,000. But bear in mind, when when your position increases, you get your increases up. Make those extra payments into your vehicle so that we can start trimming that. Yes, because you are buying the car for that amount at the end of the day. That's what people, a lot of people don't understand. So you must make sure. But at the end of the day, it's not a bad thing. At the end of the term, let's say you were just paying that 4,000 rand, you still have that 50,000 there. Then you just have to refinance it, or you can just pay it in cash if you have that cash at the time. But then let's say now you wanna trade in, for example. It works a lot. That's why you see like a lot of us, a lot of VW drivers, they're always changing their vehicles. You're trying to say, how this guy had this car, 2 years later he's changing this. Because let's say you took it out with the residual. He was paying, let's say the car was 400,000, he took a residual of like 30%, then he was paying 5.5 a month. Like you see those adverts, you are paying 3,999, 4,999. Those things are calculated with residual. You are clicking on there because you are attracted by the lower installment. For you to get to that lower installment, knowing very well the car is 400,000, you have to put a residual. But you'll pay that installment for, let's say, 2 years, then you can trade in and you wipe it, you start again. Okay. You see,
so when you get the money on the car, you just use that money to pay it off, and then you get the new car as a trade-in. Right?
So what happens is that you
wipe off the residual payment.
Yes, you'll bring your car, then we check the settlement value, then versus the current value of your vehicle, and the VW usually has like high value. So then you'll be able to settle your current car, then start again on a new vehicle.
So now the pros and cons for deposit and balloon payment.
So the pros of a deposit is paying less, but at the end of the day, the cons, you're losing money. Yeah. So if you put in I always advise my clients is that rather, instead of putting in a deposit, take out the full installments, then take that deposit money that you're gonna put in, rather put it into your vehicle finance.
To lower the repayment.
Yes, that would work. Because now you are putting it into the vehicle. You understand? Yeah. There's no cons in putting a deposit, because at the end of the day, when you're gonna finish your car faster and stuff, which it's very, very good to put a deposit on your vehicle because you're gonna be paying less and etc. Okay. Then in terms of residual, the only con is that if you've been missing payments on your vehicle and then you have a residual, the bank at the end of the term is going to give you a tough time refinancing that residual amount.
You still owe a lot of money.
Yes. So you must also be strict in your budget. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be skipping payments because you signed a contract that I'm going to be paying this car for X amount of time. You see, and just do those minimum payments, then you should be fine. The pros of a residual is that you'll be paying less installment for a high car. That's why let's say 90% of finance that we do have residual on, because people want like these cars and pay as little as possible.
So now for first-time buyers, what are their requirements? This is from the same person as well. First-time buyers, what are their requirements, and do they need a high credit score?
Depending on which credit platform you use, you must just make sure that you're on the green. Which is usually above 600. I think on ClearScore it's above 600. On TransUnion it's above 650. You need to have that, and you need to have, if let's say you've got an account, the way you've been skipping payments, that account has to be closed before you can apply. The only accounts that you must have opened are the accounts where you haven't skipped a payment. But accounts that you have skipped payments, it's always good to close that account before you apply, because you'll get a better interest rate because you've got a good credit history. But if you have an account where you've got defaults, close that account before applying for anything. And for a first-time buyer, ID, driver's license, proof of residence, 3-month bank statement, and 3-month payslip. If you just started your job, we can use your contract or a dummy payslip, and a dummy payslip.
And what's the pros and cons between a new car, 00, or 12, because you know they drive to go get washed and stuff, and a used car? What are the pros and cons? Pre-owned.
Okay. I sell new vehicles only. I used to, when at the time I was at Nissan, I could sell both, but I leaned more towards new vehicles. Reason behind I'm so pro new vehicle is because you know the history, you know what has happened. No one can come and if you have anything wrong, you can just go to here VW say, look, buddy, this is a new car. It shouldn't behave like this. But now, if you buy a used car, you don't know what the other person has done. You don't know the history and stuff. So you're buying it by, I can call it buying it by faith. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're hoping for the best because you don't know. You just trust the history that you have in hand. But then, if you're gonna buy a used vehicle, the pros are if let's say you're gonna be buying a car that drops in value significantly, like a Mercedes or a BMW, or a Jaguar or a Land Rover, and stuff. Buying those vehicles brand new, ne? I don't know if I can be saying this.
Go ahead, bro.
I can. They drop more in value. So getting those as demos and stuff, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Okay. You see? It makes sense. But whereby Toyota and VW, those have significant amounts of value. So buying them new is always good for you. And plus that when you let's say you buy a used car, your maintenance plan schedules, your service plan schedules have already started. Yeah. So the later like your 200,000 kilometer services and maintenance plan are very, very expensive. You might as well just buy a new car. Whereby a new car comes with all of those. You just focus on your installments. At the end of the day, you pay now, save later by buying a new car, or buy a used car, you save now, you pay later. Either way, it's a car, you're going to pay.
You're going to pay. Unless you buy it cash.
You know you're buying a cash, you're paying.
So for specifically VW, same person as well, what car model would you recommend a student for an entry level and why? Entry level employee, someone who's just signed their first contract, for my young 10K a month,
The thing is, there's no car that I believe anyone should be driving besides VW. Let me tell you why.
What model would you suggest for a
Polo Vivo? A Polo Vivo. Yeah, a Polo Vivo. A Polo Vivo has ESP, which is electronic stability control, and also ABS, which is your anti-brake system. So every time you brake, instead of the car like sliding, it literally pumps so that it assists you brakes for you. And when it's raining, the brake will be touching the disc every now and again to make sure that disc remains dry, so that when you brake, you don't slide. So like there's those features for when you are starting to drive. Your experience is not that high. Yeah, you don't want to find a car like that is in ruins and stuff because of the handling of the vehicle. A Polo Vivo has great handling. I'm not saying the other cars don't. I just know more about the
Vivo, and it's also entry level guys, students.
Yes. But then the other vehicles are just don't. If let's say entry level, we're talking 10 to 15,000 per month, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Don't buy a car for you go buy, you're earning 15,000, you go buy a car for 7,000 in a month. Take a car for 4,000 and take because you still have to add insurance and your thing afterwards. So don't go too hectic. You can always trade in and first car, take it easy, then you can get experience, then you can take it to the next level.
I have a question from my boy Hugo. He's like, how are your Polos the best-selling cars in South Africa, but also the riskiest to own?
They're the best-selling vehicles in South Africa because, like I explained just now, in all those features. Companies are buying it, government is buying it, and students and first-time buyers are buying the vehicle. You're looking at approximately 3,000 vehicles per month, new sold Polo Vivo. And these Polo TSIs, you're looking at a plus minus 2,000. So 5,000 Polos are sold every single month. That's why they're the best. With that said, now the previous versions, the new vehicles, they don't steal. Because the black market hasn't increased, because the new people buying new cars, they are servicing their cars where? At the service department. Now with the previous Polos, the City Golfs and stuff, those people, you don't see their cars in a VW service. It's that like the backyard mechanics and stuff. So the backyard mechanics, most of them don't get their cars straight at a dealership, they get it from like spares and stuff. So now, what causes the demand for the black market to be high is because remember, 5,000 polos are being pumped every single month. You know? So the demand is now high of like, let's say now the used vehicles. Now let's say prior 2012 going back, the demand in the used car for the parts and all those things, those guys don't have maintenance plans, because remember what we spoke about before. You pay now, save later, or you save now, pay later. Now they need parts, some things are breaking, all those things, those used vehicles are all breaking. Now what? Not all of them can afford to come here, to come get parts here. So why? They need people to steal.
Yeah, basically.
That's what the demand, the higher the demand in the black market, the more they will be stealing and doing that. And since Polo is a popular vehicle, every time, like especially the older ones, they will look for those things. They will look for parts because people want their cars on the road.
So this one's from Alino. She says, how to go on about finding the right dealership. This is your time to plug you and your friends.
I don't believe there's actually a right dealership. I really believe that you must find, my brother and I, Joseph, we refer to ourselves as 1%. It's like salespeople that are really in this. This is not like a foot in the door. People think sales position is a foot in the door. There's no foot in what door? Yeah, well, because we should be earning more than anyone in any industry and anything. So you are in the door. You must just find someone who is passionate about that and that will look after you. Is it not just make a quick buck and run away? And you do see those people that go from dealership to dealership to dealership. So it's not about the dealership. It's about the person serving you. You just have to make sure that the person serving you is giving you the best. And is not just looking after their own pockets, because it's not about their pockets. It's about you and your vehicle. It's about your pocket, because you're the one buying. You're the one who's going to be driving this vehicle. It's got nothing to do with the salesperson. It's got nothing to do with the dealership. It's about you and that car and that installment you're going to be paying, or that amount that you're going to buy your car for.
And second last question, what is your take on the narrative that buying a car is a bad investment, buying a house is a good investment?
Your house can't take you to work. Where are you gonna be going? I understand, you guys. I'm going up from. I have my own. I've got a house, yes. But at the end of the day, look, you can see.
Yeah, no.
No one wants to be going to work in a taxi. Guys, I went on a taxi ride a lot. I grew up in a taxi. You understand? I don't want that to be my life. I understand that it's a bad investment in terms of investment, but people should stop looking at cars as in terms of investment, in terms of monetary value. You must look at it in terms of investment, in terms of with the way of living, the quality of life. You understand? When I go in my car, I'm switching on whether the weather is like this. I decide the temperature in my car. I'll tell you what temperature I want. I decide how far, which route I'm gonna take to go. You know? If there's potholes on this way, if there's traffic on this way, no one's gonna tell me where to go. So, and what time I leave to go to work, you know, you have to start looking at a vehicle as like, how does it improve your life? What quality of life am I don't want to be calling, hey brother, please come pick me up so you can take me to a braai. Or take me to, can you even catch a taxi to a braai? Yes, I'm all up for Uber and all those things. Those things are great and stuff if you're going to places to get hammered and stuff. But if you know that you're a person that look after themselves and you're a responsible person and you want to get there in style.
In style.
You see, you're not getting there, you're sweating from jumping from taxi to taxi, you're getting there, you're getting out of your car. After you're done, you leave, you take, you know, it really, for me, it gives you quality of life. It really, really, really does give you quality of life. Because I've lived without a vehicle for, I don't know if it's still most of my life.
Yeah, I think it's still now, yeah?
Yeah, because I'm growing up. I think now I'm still young. Most of my life.
All right. Yeah. And finance plans, how demanding different types of cars are, maintenance plan, petrol consumption, longevity, as well as resale value. you're still going to stick with the Polo Vivo for all of those things. It's a good financial plan. It's not demanding.
For young people.
For young people, yes.
Brother, trust me, if you wanna, the thing is, even maintaining long term, I will still stick with, because the Polo Vivo has the CLP engine. If you research on the CLP, for those people that are petrol heads, research on the Volkswagen CLP engine, the 1.4 natural aspirated engine. It's a very, very reliable engine, proven, award-winning. For you to just minimize problems in your early stages. Obviously, the more you make money, you want to move over to like the new
GTIs
the TSIs, the outlines. Those are very, very nice because that. But then entry level, where you want to start and get a basis and still be 100%, start with a Polo Vivo. That's my advice.
You heard it here first, people. I hope you guys enjoyed. Listen, if you have any questions, DM me or you can DM him. I'll put his details in the link below. And you can ask for any more questions. If you want to buy a car, come here, VW. I'll give you his number. I'll give you his details. You can come through. Him and his team. Joseph is at the back there. They'll hook you up. They'll do the right things for you and your family. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share. Shout out to Leonie at the back of the camera. I'm your boy, Rudy Samuel. This was Bonani Nyati, Sales Executive at VW Constantia, and I'm signing out.